Morning, all of you. Today we will discuss another topic, that is Helicobacter pylori, which causes the peptic ulcer, which is a very common disease at present. So Helicobacter pylori, basically it is a gram-negative rod-shaped bacteria which causes the peptic ulcer. And here it is the diagram of for the virus, for the bacteria. It is a rod-shaped bacteria having flagella, which is responsible for the motility of the bacteria. Including this, it has a DNA and the lipopolysaccharides present on its surface, which are responsible for its adherence to the muscles of the stomach or the stomach layer. And in also it has a urease enzyme present on its surface, which converts the urea present in the stomach in presence of water into CO2, that is carbon dioxide and ammonia. So here you were watching the breakdown of the urea in presence of water into CO2 and ammonia, which is basic in nature and provides a basic environment to the bacteria in which it is viable or stay viable or live in the acidic environment of the stomach. And this bacteria also releases some toxin, that is VAC-A and CAG-A. VAC-A is responsible for apoptosis of cell, whereas CAG-A disrupts the cell integrity and structure and causes inflammation. And moving further here, now we will see the anatomy of the stomach, different parts of the stomach. Here you can see the stomach, which is a connect to the duodenum part of small intestine, and between them is a pyloric sphincter, which is a wall between the stomach and the small intestine here. And then another part is the fundus, cardia, body, and antrum. And it is also need to be specified here that 50% of the population suffers from this H. pylori, means the 50% population have H. pylori bacteria in their stomach. Now we will see the anatomy or the internal structure of the stomach, that it is lined by the columnar epithelial cells, and there is a tight junction between these cells. And above the muscles or muscle of the stomach or the layer of the stomach, there is a layer of the mucous membrane, which is basic, and it acts as a protective covering which provides the protection from the acidic environment of the stomach, that is HCl, which is present on the top of the mucous membrane. And that cell is basically produced by the parietal cells present in the stomach. And here you are watching the bacteria present in the lumen of the stomach, that is H. pylori. Now, this bacteria has urease enzyme, which converts the urea in presence of water into CO2 and ammonia. And ammonia is a basic in nature, and it provides the basic environment to the bacteria, which helps it to live long or stay viable in our stomach for the long period of time. And this helps this bacteria to move towards the muscles layer of our stomach. And for this, the flagella, which is a which helps in motility of the bacteria, helps this bacteria to move into the muscle layer. Now here you are seeing the flagella, which helps in motion or motility, movement of the bacteria towards the muscle of the stomach. Now now here you will see when the bacteria reaches the reaches the muscle layer, it adheres to the layer with the help of lipopolysaccharides, which helps this bacteria to adhere to the wall of the stomach. And after adherence, it releases two toxins, that is CAG-A and VAC-A, for which we have discussed earlier in the initial of this video, that CAG-A disrupts the tight junction between the cells and causes inflammation, which which leads to the release of cytokinin, that is interleukin 8 or IL-8. So interleukin or cytokines acts as a signaling. So it signal and this interleukin 8 enters into the bloodstream and cause to the release of the neutrophils, and high concentration of neutrophils causes the inflammation and further leads to more infection, whereas VAC-A is responsible for cell apoptosis, and cell apoptosis is a programmed cell death in which cell die, and due to this there is a damage of the cell, and hence there is a HCl, more and more HCl exposure to the muscle layer and causing the ulcer. And as the concentration of the HCl rises, as the gastrin is failed to control the production of the HCl, there is a high chance of inflammation and hence leads to the duodenal ulcer. Due to this HCl, as there is a alkaline environment in the small intestine, and due to this HCl leakage into the duodenum, it will leads to the duodenal ulcer. Now we will discuss about the diagnosis of Helicobacter pylori, that how we can identify if the person is suffering from or having ulcer due to H. pylori. So here we will use the urea, which is tagged or labeled, means the carbon in this urea is tagged, and when the person gets this urea, and if the person is having this H. pylori in their stomach, this urea in the presence of water will be converted by the bacteria into the carbon dioxide and ammonia, which we have discussed. We have already discussed that ammonia is basic in nature and help the bacteria to survive in the stomach, and this urea is broken down into CO2 and ammonia, and in CO2 there is a tagged carbon. This tagged carbon CO2 enters into the bloodstream, enter into the heart where it is pumped, or deoxygenated blood is pumped by the heart, which enter into the lungs for the purification, and in the lungs there is exchange of gases where the CO2 will be replaced by the oxygen molecule, and in the breath of a person, if there is a tagged CO2, means the CO2 which is having tagged carbon, then it shows the presence of H. pylori bacteria in the stomach. I hope you like this. Thanks for watching.